There she is. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm letting the camera focus. There we go. Wonderful. Hello, and welcome to Restorative. This class is all about cooling down, cooling the body, bringing feelings of lightness and ease, and supporting the body through what is currently quite a heat wave at a very early time of year, which is unexpected. And so anytime the conditions around us are unexpected or outside of what is normal, that can really shake us. And if there's anything that we've learned in the time of COVID and the ripples after, it's that we can be shaken, right, by our circumstances. And that is true with weather as it is with more, larger community scale or global scale events, or just little shakeups that occur in our day-to-day lives. Things that are unexpected, unanticipated can create this winds of change, or this pull for us to reassess and figure out. And so what I want to offer you tonight in this restorative class is an opportunity to ground, right? To root back into the earth, to root into stability, and also to cool ourselves in the ground, and also to offer some lightness and some ease by using the air and the spaciousness around us to feel this lightness and this relief that can come from the certainty of the earth, and allowing in that certainty the lightness and the shifts to occur around us in a gentle way. So in this practice today, we're beginning on our backs. So if you're not there yet, then please dive into your mat. I'm going to talk to you for a little bit longer before I myself dive into the mat. When you're on your mat, you'll hear me recommend this throughout practice, but you can have your knees up on a bolster and maybe a blanket underneath your head. You can have a blanket over your body and really just provide as much support to ground you into the earth while still offering support to your hips and your knees and your whole body. And so as we ground into practice today, you can just become aware of your breath. Notice where in your body the breath is traveling. Sometimes we can feel that just by sensing, right? Just by bringing attention there. And sometimes it requires just, maybe a tactile experience, right? So maybe bringing your hands onto your body and feeling as your ribs expand, or noticing if it's your heart that is lifting. And over the course of the next 8 or 10 breaths, you can slowly start to bring the breath down deeper into the body. And so down deeper into your ribs, down deeper into your low belly. If you can, allowing the time, right? It takes time for the breath to get all the way down into the body. Allowing the breath to slow. And then maybe bringing it in, maybe even artificially inflating the belly, just so that you can start to direct attention and direct breath there. And my goodness, if all we did for the next 60 minutes was belly breathing, I promise that you would leave feeling lighter and more refreshed and more grounded. But we'll layer on our belly breaths for this class. And so again, using the hands maybe as feedback, right? Bringing hands onto the body and allowing the body to breathe. and allowing breath to fill your body, breath to fill the body cavity, breath to fill the belly and the ribs. And then once you feel you have this evenness in the breath, the slow, deeper pace and rhythm of breathing, once you feel ready to add a layer to this experience, bring your attention then to the parts of your body resting on the earth. And begin to notice here, right? Notice your body on the ground. Your shoulder blades are touching the earth, right? So walking shoulder blades may be closer together. Feeling that as the support of the earth underneath your shoulder blades holds them in place. So too, right, does that allow your chest to expand, right? A lightness in your heart, maybe an openness. And then as you can, if your hands are on your body, you can keep them there. But you can also expand the arms out. Right? So having them resting on the earth along your sides, allowing the arms to expand in a way that provides more contact with your bones and the earth. And then begin to travel your awareness. Again, if you can add another layer, travel the awareness or your mind's eye, maybe down to your mid spine. Again, flat on the earth, connecting with the ground. And then feel, if you can, the whole back. Right? Noticing a bend in your knees, right, that allows the low back to touch the earth. Maybe it's a tilt of your pelvis, and that just allows this greater grounding and support as you make contact with the earth and your whole back, right? Your whole back touches the ground. And begin to feel this pull, right, of gravity as it draws you in, as it draws you down, the support of the earth, holding each layer of your body, drawing it near towards the center of the earth, the ground, holding each cell of your body. If your knees are supported by a blanket or a bolster, and just feel your legs heavily, right, drawing into that support. And if they're on the earth, allowing the earth to hold the legs, the thighs, the knees, the heels. As much as you can, feeling support, feeling supported, feeling grounded, earthed as you rest, as you receive, as you begin, as you enter into this experience Feeling the breath expand the belly, feeling the breath empty all the way. Throughout this experience together, I'm going to offer you different shapes that you can make. I want you to know that it's up to you, finding what feels right for your body in this moment without judgment, without forcing anything, just allowing what may come to come, allowing your body and your breath and your choices, your thoughts to slowly synchronize, to come together. And so as you feel your mind wander, you can bring your attention physically to your body, right? Maybe bringing the hands onto the body, maybe bringing your attention to the breath, maybe allowing 3 conscious belly breaths before falling into the space in between. I want you to know that it is possible that your body may relax to the point of sleep during this class, and that's okay. In fact, I would say that means we've done our work. Allowing space for all experiences to come through. Knowing that you can come back and you can do this again, again and again. So now maybe stacking hands on your body, maybe on your heart. And then if you can, begin to consider or invite an intention, a word, a phrase, a feeling, something to bring into this moment and into this practice. And let it into your heart and let it into your body and allow it into your fingers and toes. And then maybe, along with me, can begin this experience, opening up space for practice with a letting go breath. Let the sound come right from your belly if you can. So offer a belly breath in, breathing in. Exhale, sigh it out. Ah. I'll invite you again throughout practice to offer yourself letting go breaths. It's okay. You're at home, no one's here. You can really begin to layer and create an experience that offers you maximum relaxation. So when you're ready, if you'd like, you may begin to stretch your arms and legs, expanding, fanning fingers and toes, finding length and longness in your body. If you have a little lift in the legs or the arms, just a little bit, may offer some circles to the ankles, to the feet, to the hands and the wrists, to the toes and the joints, to the limbs. We're not trying to make something here, just maybe circles or shapes, making sure to move in all directions. Just giving yourself a moment here. You're going to feel the hands and feet and breathe. And then as you are ready, you may grab a, I'm going to demonstrate this with a soft blanket, but you may get a blanket or a bolster or a block. And we're going to bring it underneath the sacrum. So underneath the low back, the bony area of the low back. So right behind the hip, as part of your pelvis. If you have to roll to the side to grab your props, try to bring everything close by so that you don't have to move if you choose to switch out a prop. So for me, knowing myself, I will probably end up using a bolster. But I'm going to start with a blanket, a nice big thick rolled up blanket. And you'll shift your hips, the back of your hips, your sacrum onto that blanket. At this point, I would say maybe remove the blanket from behind your head if you have one there. And again, this can be a very light lift. What we want here is just a slight elevation in the hips so that all the energy of your body can begin to travel back to your heart and nourish your heart. A little experience with gravity as your hips lift and your body remains settled in the earth. And from here, we have a few places we can travel. And so if you know them, then you may begin your adventure. And if you're not familiar, you can remain here with me for a moment, noticing gravity, noticing its effects on the body and the being. Noticing what occurs as you lift your hips and rest on the earth. If you have an active imagination, or if you like visualizations, you can imagine a waterfall of light landing on your heart, some spaciousness and ease as that light spreads across your heart space, allowing your heart to feel light, lifted, eased. And now from here, we can travel. And maybe that travel, the next destination, right, could be lifting both legs up to the sky. And you can pause for a moment just to notice how that feels. Or your destination may be to extend your legs, maybe one, just to notice, maybe two, to expand. I want you to be very mindful here of what occurs in the body and in the being in either shape that you choose. If you have your legs lifted, or if you have your legs extended on the earth, you can begin to lift and spread your toes and feel spaciousness and lightness around the ankles and the feet. And then feel that waterfall of light traveling from your toes down the length of your legs, all the way to your heart. And we'll be here for just a few breaths. If it's easier, you can draw the legs together and allow them to support one another. Again, what we're looking for is an experience that is easy on the body, that is gentle and encouraging on the body. So make your adjustments, make your shifts, make your changes to invite ease. We're about halfway through, so if you wanted to try the other shape, the other adventure, or maybe travel back to the destination we began with both feet on the earth. Maybe you lift your hips a little higher. And again, you just notice. There's something really beautiful about restorative yoga. And it brings your attention inward. And again, we are asked to sense and feel. To be in conversation with the body. and to trust what we receive. And that is the yoga. Wherever you are, if you'd like to adjust your arm position, you can adjust. Breathe. And receive. Let's offer one more breath wherever you are. And let it go. Slowly, and I mean very slowly, begin to plant your feet back on the earth. And once the feet are well planted, the whole soles of the feet pressing into the earth, lift your hips and remove your prop. You can bring it off to the side, place it above your head, and then as you're ready, hug your knees towards your chest, very gently, landing on the earth, maybe rocking a bit side to side. And notice how you land. As you may be rocking side to side, you can begin to bring your arms out to the side. And just for a moment, again, we're not going to stay here long, as this can be warming for the body. You just want to connect the limbs together, just like we did with hands and feet. You can keep knees and ankles touching and just make some small circles with the knees and ankles. Just a few rotations in one direction and a few rotations in the other. And then stir and move until you feel complete. You can rest your feet on the earth. Lift your hips. I'm going to roll onto a side. And as you do, you'll place your hips on the opposite, just moving them towards one edge. So I'm going to turn onto my right side so that you can see me. You can choose whatever side is convenient for you. Before I roll onto my right side, my right leg is long and my left knee is bent. And my bolster is going to be right next to my body. And then I'll roll onto my right side and bring left knee onto the bolster. Now you might notice here that your head, very much like mine, is tilted in a way that is not comfortable. And so for me, I'm going to grab this gray blanket and maybe roll it just a little bit higher If you'd like, you may also do the same for the foot that might be just in midair. You can have a blanket or a block. And I promise that this little extra time it takes is worth it. Because once you can get into position and really be supported by this shape, you can allow yourself to rest and release and just let it all go. Notice your jaw, notice your neck. See if you can provide a little softness as you sink into the earth. Sinking and allowing yourself to be held. Maybe offer yourself a breath in here. Maybe sigh it out. Ah, gently resting on the earth. And now at this point, notice as we're about halfway through our shape. Is there a way in which you could support the body, your head, your arms, your hips, your spine, in a way that allows you more comfort, in a way that allows you to sink deeper, to relax further, to ease, to rest. And if there is, maybe offer yourself a moment to grab that extra support, to adjust, to adapt. This is part of the discovery. What does your body need? And can you be willing? Can you be brave? enough to listen, to act, to adjust. Mindfully and with deep care. Offer just a handful of breaths. If you'd like to add one more option to the shape, if you'd like, you can lift the arm, right? The left arm, if you're on the same side as me, up to the sky. And in this position, you'll notice if your shoulders have been turned a bit, because it'll draw you back to even. And you can just remain here, allowing your arm to feel the lightness of air, as if the air is a tactile experience. And if you'd like, you can also reach your arm and twist all the way open. It might require you to adjust any supports you have underneath your head. We'll offer just a last 5 breaths for anyone who wants to add those other arrangements of bones and consciousness. Notice if in your adjustment you have found yourself gripping, holding back, or straining in some way. And see if you can bring some softness. Softness to those places. When you're ready, maybe on the next exhale, slowly release any additions you made to that shape. And with as few movements as possible, I'll make a big one so that you can see me, but if you can, just grab everything that you have and slowly move to the other side, offering an opportunity for your body to adjust and adapt to the new arrangement. Maybe switching it up on this side. Maybe keeping everything exactly the same. Bottom leg is extended long. Upper leg. Knees on the bolster or pillow. Head is well supported so that your spine is still one long line. And you rest. Again, once you're in your shape, offering a moment to relax and release, to adjust and adapt as you sink into the earth. And now scan your body. Notice where you're holding tension, the back of your neck, your jaw, your throat, your heart, your arms, your knees, your toes. And breathe into those spaces. Long, slow belly breaths. Allowing your body to be fully supported on the earth. Allowing the earth to hold you up and to hold you in place as you sink a little deeper and as you rest a little further. Let your whole body breathe. Let your whole body rest. And from here, if you'd like to add the reaching arm, or maybe twisting all the way open, you can offer that now. You can journey to that shape. And just notice the experience of gravity as it gently pulls on your body, as it draws you near, as it holds you in place. Allow your body to rest, fuller, deeper, and more at ease. Where can you soften? Where can you give in? Last breath here. And then slowly release. I'm going to offer you one shape as an option for the last shape that we make in this practice. You can choose that shape and remain there. And so if that's for you, you'll want extra props available so you can stay there for an extended time. And if it's not for you, we have one more shape left before we come to rest. So slowly roll onto your back. You can move your bolster to the side. Both shapes do not require a bolster. If you have something underneath your head, you can have it be a short, thin blanket. And if you have a thicker blanket or a second blanket, then you can have that nearby. We'll use the blocks here. And we're going to give the body a lot of support. This is restorative class, which means the body is softer, it's more supple, it's more able to have a wider range of motion. And so for that reason, we have to support the body. So we're going to come into a reclined butterfly. And this may be a delicious pose for you, and it may not be. So we're just going to experiment. We're just going to see. Just add a little curiosity and explore. So bringing the soles of the feet together, bringing the knees onto, you can see midway thick blocks. So this is the short height, this is medium, and this is tall. If you want to bring them to the tall position, you can. And sometimes it's harder for the blocks to stay there. You're going to land here and pause and notice. Do you need extra support? Does this shape work for you? Maybe it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then oh my, I make an adjustment. Choose something else. Know that we won't be here too long unless you want to be. And so as you land in your reclined butterfly, just as we begin with the whole back on the earth, imagine your back kind of nestling into the ground, shoulder blades coming closer together, the heart lifting, mid back softening into the earth. But now there's this openness. There's a lightness in the heart and the ribs. Maybe the arms come along your sides. And from the crown of your head, begin to travel and notice with your mind's eye. Where am I gripping? Where am I holding on? Where can I soften? Softening the throat, separating the teeth, softening ears through the back of your neck, shoulders and arm bones, ribs, body, hips, and legs. Where can you soften? And if this shape is serving you, then remain here. And if you'd like to travel with me, you can. For this last shape, just pause for a moment while I explain. For this last shape, we're going to bring our legs up on to a surface. It could be legs up the wall. It could be legs onto a couch or a chair or a bed. It could be legs up on the side of a dresser or cabinets. And if you prefer, then you can end as you began, finding a little support under the knees, maybe grabbing this time a blanket to place over the torso to really ground you and hold you in place for this last shape. So if you'd like to join me, you can readjust. Bring all the things with you because we'll end in this shape. Adjust. If you're bringing your legs up to a wall, you are going to want to bring your sits bones all the way up to the edge of the wall, as if you're sitting on the wall. The wall is your seat. Sometimes it's nice to have a blanket underneath your spine. You can slowly shimmy your way there. And send your legs up to the sky. And maybe shimmy your way down to the wall. And get the support of the wall. And then allow a moment, because just as we do with every shape, there's this initial tension, this pull, this holding back. And what we want to offer here is softness, is release, is compassion. Feeling the earth behind your back, again, drawing shoulder blades closer together, maybe lifting through the heart. Opening up your arms, flipping palms to the sky. Resting and receiving. Releasing and renewing. Shavasana. Final resting pose. If your legs are lifted, if your toes are exposed, if your fingers are open, begin to feel the space and the spaciousness around your limbs. Space in between your toes, the space around your feet, the space that you take up. And now here, becoming aware of the space around you. And just as there is space around you, There is space within you, space in between each cell, space in between each molecule. Just as there is space in between your toes and fingers, there is so much spaciousness inside of you. You can remain in this shape, dear yogi, as long as you'd like. When you feel complete, you can bend knees and roll to the side. You can bring your hands to your heart and offer a moment of gratitude and thanks. Offer a moment of honoring this body that you've been given, your health and vitality, and all that you are, and all that you have. And in the space of this moment, connect back to your intention. Let it fill your heart and be fully and abundantly aware of its truth and its presence already inside you at this moment. Maybe bringing hands together, maybe bringing thumbs to third eye, pausing for a moment together in honor of your light. Namaste. You may remain exactly where you are for as long as you'd like. I hope you have a wonderful night's sleep, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Be well.
Thank you, Julie.
You are so welcome.